For the first time ever, WWE SummerSlam PLE will be a two-night event taking place on August 2nd and 3rd in the Year of the Lord William Regal 2025. 12 matches are announced, 9 of which will have championship gold on the line, which means there's plenty to go over in this video. I'll discuss the 10 things that need to happen at this year's SummerSlam and who should walk out as a winner. And before I jump into the meat of this video, I just want to thank you for joining me on the 1-year anniversary of this channel. My first video was the 2024 SummerSlam predictions, and since then, this channel has grown at quite a rapid pace, and I can't thank you enough. With that out of the way, let's talk about the 2025 edition of SummerSlam. Number 1, the Bronson Reed-Braun Breaker vs. Jey Uso Roman Reigns match needs to end clean. One of the most recent matches added to the SummerSlam card this year is the tag team match between Jey Uso and Roman Reigns against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Yes, Roman Reigns is back for the first time since WrestleMania 41, and hopefully he doesn't disappear again after this match is over. That's been happening quite a lot lately. The match on paper promises to be very entertaining, as Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are the two that have the most to gain out of this match, and we get to see Jey Uso and Roman Reigns tag team again. In one showdown, you have the battle of the two big spears between Reigns and Breaker, and then on the other hand, you have a much larger Bronson Reed against a smaller yet agile Jey Uso. What I expect to happen in this match is for Jey to take most of the work and lead to that hot tag for Roman, but something I think needs to happen, regardless of who wins this match, it needs to end clean. Now, normally I would think that Seth Rollins would play a part in helping his faction win this match, but considering that he's injured and we don't know the timetable of his return, there is no option for him to return in this match, and that's why I think it needs to end clean. I also don't want to see Paul Heyman pull the referee out from the ring or them add a fourth member to the faction. I really do think that whoever wins needs to go over clean with no interruption and no Heyman distraction. As for who I think wins, I had Braun and Bronson taking it, but if this is going to be clean and there's no interference from Rollins, it's hard to bet against Roman and Jey. I'll take the OG Bloodline duo to win this one, though I won't be too unhappy if the opposite ends up happening. Number 2, WWE needs to have important title changes. While looking at last year's SummerSlam PLE, 6 championship matches ended with 4 titles changing hands. This year, 9 titles are on the line, including a Sunday that feels more like a Night of Champions PLE with every match containing a title defense. By numbers alone, I expect to see at least 5 or 6 championships changing hands, which makes this whole PLE experience really interesting. Night 1 has Tiffany Stratton defending the WWE Women's Championship against Jade Cargill. Judgment Day members Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez defending the Women's Tag Team Championship against the team of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. And the main event of Night 1 is the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between Gunther and CM Punk. If I had to guess, I have Alexa Bliss and Charlotte winning the Tag Team Championships and turning their frenemies and partnership into a full-fledged friendship. I have Tiffany retaining against Jade Cargill, and then I have CM Punk just coming up short against Gunther, which means that with only 1 title change on Saturday, that would mean I would have 4 or 5 title changes on the night after. And if I know Paul, I'm looking at both cards and how Sunday looks with all the big-time draws and high-ticket matches, and I think that they're really going to pull off all the stops for Sunday night. And here are my predictions for who I think will win a title and who will defend. I have Cody winning the Undisputed WWE Championship. More on that later. Naomi successfully defends the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship because, let's face it, it's way too early in her run to drop the title, and a win over both Rhea Ripley and Io Sky is the momentum boost that will drive her to the next level. I have Becky Lynch successfully defending the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Again, more on that later. Jacob Fatu defeats Solo Sikoa to win the United States Championship. It just feels right to have him win a match where he's locked up inside a cage and where no other new Bloodline members can jump in. I have Dominik Mysterio defeating AJ Styles to defend the Intercontinental Championship. Much like Naomi's defense, a win for Dirty Dom over someone like AJ Styles will give a tremendous boost to his title run. And then that brings me to the 6-team TLC match for the tag team titles on SmackDown. And your guess is as good as mine because any team can realistically win this match, and I don't think too many people would complain about it. My prediction for this match is Fraction to win the tag team titles and give their rise onto the SmackDown roster a huge boost, but we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments down below which team you think walks out as the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Number 3, Randy Orton needs a PLE win. Since his WrestleMania 40 win over Joe Hendry, if you even want to count that, Randy Orton has won only 1 of his last 3 PLE matches. He lost to John Cena at Backlash in May, and then the month after that, he came up just short against Cody Rhodes at the King of the Ring tournament. And if you look back to his last win before WrestleMania 41, you'd have to look all the way back to Survivor Series in 2023 when he returned from injury to join Cody Rhodes' team at the War Games match. No, I don't count Saturday Night Main Event as a PLE, shut up. If you have to watch that on YouTube, it doesn't count. With that said, SummerSlam is a great opportunity to get Orton back in the PLE win column, and it'll feel even more satisfying to put a positive end to Jelly Roll's journey, from losing all that weight to teaming with Orton in a PLE match. And that's realistically where I'm going with it. I have Randy Orton and Jelly Roll to win the match, and I know that some of you are just jelly rolling your eyes at me for choosing that. Number 4, the Karrion Kross Sami Zayn rubber match needs to land. I've been a big supporter of Karrion Kross and getting him pushed and seeing him more on television, but I think it's safe to say that his last 2 matches with Sami Zayn haven't quite landed the way we wanted them to. The Night of Champions match ended in a thud with Sami Zayn winning, and then they had a random match on Raw where we were told that Sami Zayn would be off television indefinitely, only to appear in a nothing match, and it kind of felt off. This match at SummerSlam absolutely needs to deliver more than the previous 2 combined, and Sami and Karrion need to be at their absolute best. I also really do think Karrion Kross needs to win this match and pick up a second consecutive win against Sami Zayn, which I think will do wonders for him in a continued push on Monday Night Raw. On the other hand, does Sami Zayn really lose back-to-back SummerSlam matches? I would think that if he were to win, we would get some sort of handshake after the match and maybe a Karrion Kross face turn. But what I am certain about is that this feud needs to end with a Karrion Kross win. And then maybe we even see Sami Zayn coming to terms with the fact that he's not as wholesome as he really pretends to be. And I'm not even saying that Sami Zayn needs to turn heel. I think that he needs to come to this realization that the good guy, wholesome Sami Zayn character isn't working and won't be good enough to win a World Heavyweight Championship. And maybe that's what Karrion is trying to get through to him. Number 5, sign Karrion Kross and Scarlett. That's it. That's the point. Sign Karrion Kross and Scarlett because their contracts are coming up in August, which is today. My push Karrion Kross movement has now turned into a sign Karrion Kross. Weird. Number 6, bring in the Righteous. For those unacquainted with the Righteous, they feature the duo of Vincent and Dutch, 4-time ROH 6-man tag team champions, and one of the more compelling duos to leave AEW in recent memory. If you want to turn the tag team division of either Raw or SmackDown on its head, the Righteous is the perfect team to do that. At SummerSlam, there's actually 2 opportunities to bring in the Righteous and have that moment, and one of them includes the 6-team TLC tag team match. The other is to align them with Karrion Kross. And before you jump down my throat and say, but Sean, we don't need another faction with Karrion Kross, it didn't work out the last time, hear me out. In a Twitter video, Karrion Kross could be seen listening to the theme of the Righteous, and even snapped his fingers, something they're known to do. Karrion Kross has also been playing the role of the devil you know, and he's trying to get the truth out of anyone he targets. What better way than to have the Righteous join him and have people snap out of it? Plus, I just like the idea of having a Karrion Kross-led group with the Righteous and having crowds snapping their fingers to them when they're in the ring. With SummerSlam now being a 2-night festival, I'd expect there to be some big things happening, and there's no better way than to bring in a team that you weren't even expecting to be there in the first place. Number 7. Turn Bayley heel. This year's SummerSlam feels like it has everything, but when you look closer at the card, there's a few things missing, and one of them includes an appearance from Bayley. In a recent backstage promo, Bayley expressed her disappointment in being left off of both WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and it's hard to blame her. Bayley has been one of the most consistent wrestlers on the women's roster, but after losing her title to Nia Jax at last year's SummerSlam PLE, she's been kind of lost in limbo. Her promos just aren't connecting with the crowd like they used to, and in every single one of her matches, she's always on the losing end, just coming up short. When you combine those aspects together, you get the perfect combination to turn Bayley heel and go back to her old ways. Let's face it, Bayley works better as a heel because she's released from the shackles of trying to be a people pleaser. In a way, it's kind of like Becky Lynch, who also works really good as a face, but when you turn her heel, you turn her into a much bigger threat. Who knows, maybe we even get an alignment between Bayley and Becky Lynch and they run the women's division on Raw. Number 8. It's time to end John Cena's heel run. Yeah, this experiment's over. Since John Cena turned heel, we've received promos that lacked inspiration, matches that have felt redundant, especially in the finishes, and a heel turn that feels like it peaked during the very night it happened. I've called a John Cena heel turn about a decade ago when it became blatantly obvious that the crowds were just not into his shtick anymore. Despite crowds chanting Cena sucks and you can't wrestle, the WWE remained firm with keeping John Cena as the biggest babyface of the company, and when you think about it, they were kind of right in doing so. Fast forward to 2025, and it's exactly what they said would happen. The crowd that were booing him are now cheering him, and the crowd that were cheering him are now booing him, so it's pretty much a wash. With that said, he's entering the match as a heel champion, taking on a babyface challenger in Cody Rhodes, so how do you manage that? It's really simple. You go the WrestleMania 13 route and turn John Cena face and Cody Rhodes heel at the exact same time. Well, I guess simple isn't the right word, but you know what I mean. You can show a meaner side to Cody Rhodes, who is determined to win back the Undisputed WWE Championship, and at the same time you have John Cena fighting back with all the willpower that he has, and build up that empathetic nature that he once had as a face. Hell, you can even overbook this match and have a bunch of run-ins and make it appear that they're about to jump Cody, only to kick John Cena in the nuts instead. It's the perfect opportunity, and I don't see there being a better chance than SummerSlam. Number 9. Apologize to JD McDonagh, Finn Balor, and Giulia. This is another quick one, but did you really need to leave the tag team champions from Raw and the United States champion off the card for SummerSlam? Sure, Giulia is going to defend her United States championship against Zelina Vega on SmackDown, and the Raw Tag Team Champions just defended their titles on the previous edition of Raw, but these two could have defended their titles on SummerSlam. I'm going to remain firm in my stance that big two-night PLE events like WrestleMania and SummerSlam always should have every championship on the line. And number 10. Each stipulation needs to mean something. The WWE may have overbooked Night 2 to absolute hell, but now it's on them to produce one of the best nights of wrestling in the year 2025. You got a street fight, a no DQ, no countout match, which is basically just another street fight. You got a cage match, and you got a big 6-team TLC tag team match. On top of that, the triple threat match includes a no DQ stipulation because you can't have any DQs in a triple threat match. So that basically means that 4 out of the 6 matches are anything goes. With that kind of wreckage, you absolutely need to take advantage of every stipulation. Cody's proposed heel turn is that much easier with the use of weapons and run-ins. Naomi can retain by resorting to cheap tactics that help keep Io and Rhea away from a clean pinfall. Jacob Fatu can be the absolute monster we all know he is by throwing Solo Sikoa around the cage. Becky and Lyra can bring their own brand of violence and battle all around the arena. And the TLC match? It has the potential to steal not only the Night 2 show, but the entire 2-night event. It almost feels like Night 1 is the appetizer to the full course that comes the following night. And whoever's the producer of each match of Night 2 needs to bring their A-game. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video, what you agree or disagree with, and some things that you think should happen at this year's SummerSlam PLE. If you like this video, click like, and if you really liked it, hit subscribe and check off that bell to receive all notifications on future videos. Your support is greatly appreciated and it helps build this channel, and I can't thank you enough. As always, this is Sean signing off, reminding you that no matter what you do in life, be yourself, believe in yourself, and above all else, stay persistent.